We seem to have been running into a little technical difficulty with the electronics in the process of this creation. We believe to have it ironed out for the moment. So moving right along, after this significantly profound experience, we have been making contact every day since then, whether it be in the physical form, a form of holographic light, or telepathic communication. We have stayed in contact with extraterrestrial life. And since that experience, we've probably been buzzed by approximately 5,000 planes and helicopters that we believe to be obviously Earth vehicles, and have witnessed probably, I would say, 20,000 spaceships since then. So this is an extreme amount of weight, and I'm going to be choosing my words extremely carefully. And I would like to address all life and manifest. I'm under the impression there are over 300,000 extraterrestrial races surrounding this planet right now, and there is life on Earth in different dimensions, and everyone is relying on me to come through with the best possible information I can. And I would like to inform all life and manifest at this time that I do promise to do the very best I can with this. The best of my ability is what you're going to get. I can't be bought, and the truth is the only thing that I'm going to be projecting. If it's not honest and it's not truthful, you will not see it on this camera. So moving right along, after that experience, because I wanted to know so much about it, I went into work the next day, or not the next day, maybe it was 2 days after that, I believe, and I had told one person about making contact prior to going back to work. And then when I went back to work, from what I understand, the foreman and the general foreman had pinned up pictures of ET all over the show up. And then my actual show up where I went to work every day, that was switched. And I was pretty much ostracized at work. And that only lasted for a day because at that time I handed in my keys and my phone and signed up for college, and decided to go to college for energy engineering. So I took off to Hawaii and began starting school. I began school and learned an immense amount at college. Not just about the courses that I was taking, but about the world government and how the world and this planet really works, how it truly works. So at that point I became familiar with corruption in the government, and I also became aware of an interdimensional television show that is being filmed on my life. So at which point I began a project called Operation Reach Around, and that was a joint effort between life on Earth and extraterrestrial life to expose and shed light on corruption on this planet. And at this time, right now, I am upgrading Operation Reach Around to Operation Freedom, where the intention is to free the human race from a position of slavery. So that's just been done. We just upgraded Operation Reach Around to Operation Freedom, and we'll move on from there. Now, I'm skipping over a lot of things that are not totally pertinent. But they could be pertinent in the future, and I will be more than happy to elaborate on them at any time. One thing I do require is clear, direct communication and honesty. And as long as whoever I'm speaking with can do that, I will give you everything that I got. Personally, in the process of experiencing being God, and in the process of achieving a galactic divine union, I am willing to go telepathically honest with every thought that's ever went through my mind in every lifetime I've ever lived, with anyone who's willing to do the same thing. And if you're not willing to do the same thing, I am willing to be just as honest with you as you are with me. And that offer goes out to all life and manifest. I do understand that there are no secrets, and I'm good with it. So, and I'm just saying that because that is what I do believe is necessary to be able to speak honestly and speak your truth. That is what is necessary to achieve a higher level of existence. So, well, since that time, I had learned that I had been chosen to become a living saint. And the sources that I believe chose me, I believe that Saint Mary and Jesus Christ had something to do with it. I believe the U.S. military and my family, and not only my biological family, but where my family leads to, where my thread of consciousness leads to, up into the galaxy and into the stars. So when I learned that I had been chosen to become a saint, I really didn't know what a saint was, so I investigated that, and I looked up every definition I could find as to, okay, what is a living saint? What is expected of a saint? What are they supposed to do? What is it, what is required? And the definition varied depending on the source of your investigation. Like if you look at the Catholic religion, they have certain criteria to be a saint. If you look at the Church of Latter-day Saints, they have other criteria. There's hundreds of different definitions of saint. So what I did was I looked at, all of them that I thought was necessary to look at, and I created my own definition of what a saint is and what it should be, because I've also learned since then that everybody on this planet has been or is destined for sainthood. We're all supposed to become saints. It's just pretty much about passing the test of life. So I have created a course in how to become a saint, and with a complete understanding that there are different levels of consciousness, and certain people have certain skills and abilities, and you know, everyone is different. Everyone has their own opinion about things and their own strong points and weak points and things like that. So I created a course where anybody on the planet could actually be a saint if they choose with their own free will, because this is a free will zone. If you were born in this dimension, you have free will. No one can take it from you, and that is a very important part of the message that I am putting out right now. So, I created an outline. It's an actual course, and I'll just go over the outline with you right now. There are actually 5 levels of saints in this particular course that I created, and depending on, you know, what you agree with, you know, and this is all your, you know, this is it's a course that is a work in progress, and I would hope to have assistance from every being on this planet to make this course as wonderful as it could possibly be. Basically, I have an apprentice level and then 5 levels, and I put myself at a level 4 saint because I've completed all that, and then the level 5 is what I myself am aspiring to, and hopefully the entire human race can aspire to similar things. So I'm just going to show you this outline here. I'm not sure how good you can see that on the camera, but the apprentice level there's just one requirement, and that is to have and exhibit common sense, and that's it. And that level, the apprentice level, would be for anybody who's not quite ready for sainthood. And basically, it's a requirement that, you know, it's a good requirement. It's common sense. So, once you've achieved that, then the level 1 requirement would be to communicate clearly, directly, and honestly with all other saints. And that's it. So you would not have to communicate clearly, directly, and honestly to someone who is not willing to reciprocate the same courtesy. And that's it. If you're willing to go there, as far as I'm concerned, and that is what the universe is looking for from a being in order to achieve a higher level of existence. If you can communicate clearly, directly, and honestly, and use common sense, that's pretty much it. I would consider you a saint. Level 2 is, and that's actually it. That's a very big jump, I think, for the human race, because we've been conditioned not to communicate clearly, directly, and honestly. In most of the industries that I've worked in, whether it be law enforcement, real estate, you know, whatever, you're always, or at least the standards that I was trained by, they teach you that your loyalty lies somewhere in particular, and you're always supposed to be withholding information from someone instead of just being honest with everybody. And that has really put a damper on spiritual development and the evolution of life on Earth collectively. And that is one of the things that, in the process of this course, I'm going to try to break through that, and just with common sense convince you that